The biggest myth that I'd like to destroy is that you have to be a certified teacher to be able to teach your kids. I have had so many people come to me over the years and say, I am not qualified. I don't know what I'm doing. How am I ever going to teach my kids? And the answer to that is you figure it out. No one's ever going to love your kids the way that you do. No one is ever going to care about their education the way that you do. There's so many tools out there to help moms and dads.
We can innovate and have good intentions in the systems that we build, and that's a big part of what we're doing.
Decentralized. Decentralized, got to realize, don't decarbonize. Decentralized, 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 decentralized. Oh, open your eyes.
Welcome to a new episode of Decentralized TV. I'm Mike Adams, the founder of Brighteon.com, the free speech video platform that hosts Decentralized TV. And as always, I'm joined today with my co-host, Todd Pittner, who is apparently freezing in Florida right now. So Todd, welcome to the show.
Cheers.
Are you staying warm enough?
Man, it touched 28 degrees for 13 hours. Just I don't know what to think about my food force. It's probably it's going to come back pissed off. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
In the spring, but hopefully it is as resilient as it was last year, and we get through this. But man, it just is heartbreaking seeing all of that seeming death.
Your food forest has taken so many hits since you installed it. It's like storms, tornadoes. You're going to have like alien attacks or something.
But when it does start really producing, man, you just got to know it's going to kick ass, right? I mean,
yeah.
Just has to.
Well, did you know that when banana trees freeze, that they become like a soft serve ice cream machine? They just serve frozen ice cream now. You just drill a hole in the side of the banana trunk. Perfect. Frozen ice cream comes out.
Don't tempt me. Oh, Mike. So, man, do we have two great guests today, Mike?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Thanks for bringing that up. I guess we do need to actually do the interview. So today the episode is about decentralized education and a really amazing platform for homeschooling that was put together by a couple, husband and wife, who have 7 children that they homeschooled with the help of the Ron Paul curriculum. Mm-hmm. And technology and a lot of passion. And now they've built a platform that they're sharing with the whole world to make homeschooling ridiculously easy, or at least the coursework part of it, I guess, is never easy, but
entirely accessible.
Right. So you don't have to scramble and try to figure out if you want to be a homeschooling mom or dad. You don't have to figure out, well, what am I going to teach? Which kid? This platform gives you everything, including the socialization, the tools, the coursework, and the ability to create coursework, and so much more.
Yes.
All right. So shall we just bring them on? Let's
do it.
All right. Here we go. All right. So Todd, here we go. Let's bring in our guests. We have Jordan and Mary Page, who are the creators of this extraordinary website and ecosystem for decentralized learning and rapid accelerated teaching of children. And it's called the Firefly Education Network. So welcome to the show, Jordan and Mary. It's great to have you on today.
Thanks so much. We're happy to be here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
It's great to have you, and thank you for joining us. This is going to be a really fun episode. So let's just start with, since this is the first time we've ever spoken, also, give us a background of what is the Firefly Education Network and why does it matter?
That's an awesome question. So this all came from, really this was the fruit of the Ron Paul liberty movement that really took hold of our lives around 2007, 2008, when I'm a musician. That most of my life, my adult life, I've been a performing and recording artist, and I did a lot of work with former Congressman Ron Paul, when he was running for president, and I would tour with him and do major events with him and open for him. It was a really wonderful and fun time, and a time of great relearning and re-education from what I had experienced growing up in the state-run public school system. And Mary, my wife and partner here, she went on this journey with me, and as we were, going through all of this and learning all these new things, and we were also having children at the same time. We now have 7 children, and that we've been homeschooling for the past 14 years. And Mary has been the primary educator of our 7 kids. She's also been an educator of many children in our community.
Can I just applaud right now? I mean, seriously, like Mary, wow, you put 7 kids through homeschooling and other kids. I mean, you deserve like a congressional medal or something.
Amazing.
That's amazing. Thank you.
Really, it was just the result of wanting what was best for my kids and seeing that if we put them into an institution, they were going to end up getting put into a box.
Yeah.
And we didn't want that for them. We wanted them to have the opportunity to explore their interests and really grow and learn and discover who they were supposed to be, and to facilitate a process for them to learn to love learning. That's always been my biggest goal, is if you can teach a child to love learning, then they can do anything. And so, I mean, I was not an educator when we started out. I actually had a totally different career, and it was just, we just came together as a family, having been educated, like Jordan said, through this Ron Paul movement, and realized that there was no way that we could put our kids into the public school system. And so, it was kind of trial by fire, like learning as we went. And eventually I did go back to school and I got a master's in teaching. But it's definitely been an adventure.
Well, I would say so, but all of that then became incredibly valuable for this project. So, Jordan, please continue. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just had
Not at all.
It's extraordinary what you just described. So,
Right.
I did need to comment on that.
No, I totally agree with you. Mary is my hero. She's the smartest person I know, and person I am so blessed to do life with, and she's the greatest mother I could ever have asked for. And she's also an extraordinary teacher. And in the course of our lives, she was given some encouragement to go back to school again and get a master's degree. She has one master's degree in public administration, and she went back and got her master's in teaching. And in this woman did her full master's degree in a year and a half. That includes her student teaching portion. She was just a machine. It was amazing.
Wow.
And so during that time, of course, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, before we dig deeper into this, though, our audience doesn't know what Firefly is yet. What's the 60-second pitch of what this platform really is? I just want people to have the context as we're going deeper into the background.
Sure, that's totally fair. Firefly is an all-in-one homeschool operating system for the worldwide homeschooling movement. It's essentially a one-stop shop where families can go at an extremely affordable price and get all the tools they could possibly want, all the community they could possibly build. They're getting access to ethical AI workflows to help the parents, not students. The AIs our AI tools are mostly all parent facing to help them with their job of being the primary educators. We have dozens and dozens of articles on homeschooling, on every type of learning style. We have an ebook that comes with the subscription. So it is a subscription-based model. We are also partnering with Ron Paul and his Ron Paul homeschool curriculum, and we're bringing that in over the next few months to be our core K through 12 classical full curriculum for our full education experience.
Love it.
Moms and dads, they have a really hard job, which is being the primary educator, especially if they've never done it before. But Firefly is also for experienced parents and experienced homeschooling families to make their lives easier. This really all came about after having been homeschooling for so many years. Mary was getting her master's in teaching, and she was being forced to learn and regurgitate what I would call the agenda, this insidious agenda that's at work in the public school systems. And and we're not easily shocked, guys, and it shocked both of us. And I remember the conversation very clearly. She said to me, "We've got to do something about this." and a lot of people might have been like, "Well, maybe just keep your head down, tell them what they want to hear, get your degree, and we'll just do something from then on." But we are both very, action prone. And we started brainstorming and praying and dreaming up what we could do to support homeschool families like ours. And the original idea was to create a center, like a brick and mortar type situation. And after looking at it, it just wasn't going to make sense. We're very rural up in the Pacific Northwest, and it just didn't make sense. But I've been in the blockchain space really since it began, since 2010. I remember when Bitcoin was 33 cents. And
Wow.
that gives you any idea. Yeah. And I knew some developers, and I was thinking, what if we did some kind of a blockchain integrated ecosystem that was, distributed, that like people all over the world could plug into this system and get curriculum, get access to teachers. Teachers are leaving the public school system by the tens of thousands. They could have an ecosystem where they could teach live classes. And we could provide the community that we had been lacking for so many years. Because it was many, many years before we really found other families who were doing what we were doing. And that was part of what made it so hard, was that we didn't have other people to work with. And so community was a big part of this. And so we built and baked all of these pain points that we've experienced and that folks that we know have experienced into this unified platform that combines AI, it combines community building. It will eventually integrate Web3 functionality, and so we're really talking about a virtual co-op that spans all over the world. It's internationally accessible. It's translatable into every language with the click of a button. One of our AI tools is called Firefly Translate Plus, and this translates voice clones and lip dubs course videos from any language into any language. So it's a very realistic presentation of you, the educator, speaking in Portuguese or Arabic or Chinese. And so native speakers of that language hear and see you in a very realistic and meaningful way.
Todd, how amazingly aligned is this with our vision of what we want to do, empower people with knowledge? And I'll let you ask the next question, but real quick, Jordan and Mary, I have one complaint. I searched your entire website, and I think you're missing the whole section about woke indoctrination. I couldn't find it anywhere. And I'm thinking, where's the woke? Because clearly that's part of the public school curriculum, and it's missing on Firefly. What happened to the woke stuff?
Figure that. I don't know.
It's gone.
We are really the answer to all of that. That was a big part of the impetus. When we were having that original conversation that I mentioned, Mary said to me, I'll never forget this, guys. At the end of the conversation, she says to me, whatever we do, we have to call whatever we build Firefly. And I said, why? And she said, because we have to teach kids to be lights in all the darkness.
Wow.
And that just gripped my imagination. I have never let go of that. It inspired me so much. It was like a come to Jesus moment. And several years later, we were able to raise the funds to build the system. We're now fully deployed. It's a very exciting thing. We really feel blessed by the Lord. We are disciples of Christ. This is a Christian-led platform and a libertarian centered platform. You will not find, if you're a parent out there listening to this this discussion, you will not find any woke or leftist radical type ideologies on Firefly. This is a safe place for you and your family.
Cool. All right, Todd. Wow, that's a great intro. So
it's all yours. Well, thank you. So, Mary and Jordan, we haven't met yet. So, I'm Todd Pittner, and my personal pronouns are F woke. So I have a two-part question for you, Mike. Had to get that in there. But this is going to be kind of cool because the two-part first one's going to go to Mary. The second one's going to go to Jordan.
Okay.
Oh, that's creative.
All right.
Okay.
So, Mary, give us one homeschooling myth you'd like to destroy.
Okay. So the biggest myth that I'd like to destroy is that you have to be a certified teacher to be able to teach your kids.
Okay.
That is so big for me. I've had so many people come to me over the years and say, I am not qualified. I don't know what I'm doing. How am I ever going to teach my kids? And the answer to that is you figure it out. Okay. No one's ever going to love your kids the way that you do. No one is ever going to care about their education the way that you do. And you don't have to be a certified teacher to be able to be successful. You just have to love your kids and want to help them to be the best that they can be. There's so many tools out there to help moms and dads who want to teach their kids. And that really is the impetus behind Firefly, is we wanted to put all those tools in one place. So now, they have a place where they can go and get everything that they need to be successful. But yeah, that just, whenever, educators or things would come up against me and say, well, these parents, they aren't, qualified to teach their kids. That is like one of my biggest pet peeves. You do not have to be qualified. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. So, Jordan, 7 kids homeschooled in your family. I just have to know, and you have a technical background, okay? If you had to name one of your children, okay, just first name only, like we don't know your last name is Paige, which one of your 7 kids will be a vibe coder?
Ooh.
That's a good question. Probably Judah.
Okay.
Do you agree, Mary?
Yeah.
Yeah. Our Judah is such an interesting mix, and he is so passionate and creative, and also just very wants to do things his way. He's like a leader, he's like a born leader, but very creative kid. Yeah, he's 11.
Sounds a lot like Mike Adams. You ever met him?
I have, actually.
Yeah.
Mike, I've actually followed Mike for many, many years. I've been a subscriber for many, many years.
Wow,
but
I didn't know
met
that.
him I met him this summer at Ron Paul's 90th birthday. I was performing there, and I was sitting with Gary Franchi when you walked up, and I got to meet you.
Yeah. And I interviewed Gary there. We had fun at Ron Paul's birthday party.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Time.
Well, let me mention something that's relevant to all of this. So I love the fact that you're using technology to decentralize education, but driven by values and morals that are really critical for upcoming generations. I don't want to live in a world of technocracy, of technology without morality, right? So I found, you're probably familiar, the book engine that I built, it's called brightlearn.ai, and it's where people can freely generate any book they want, completely free. Well, I just brought up books on education that some of our users have generated, like the AI Tutor, The Ultimate Guide to Homeschooling, Nurturing the Nurturers, The Healing Bowl, Rethinking Education, etc. And there's over 23,000 books there. I would really love to connect your ecosystem to our book system so that your moms and dads can have access to this engine to create coursework books or reading books that they can control. They write the prompt. It's all under their control. They're not going to get some weird woke book somewhere.
Love that.
Woke is banned in my ecosystem. Also, it turns out. How would that be something that you would love access to for your ecosystem?
Absolutely. As soon as you pulled it up, I was
amazing.
like, I started thinking we should talk about this. So one of our AI tools is called Firefly Chalkboard, and it creates courses using AI. So parents can actually prompt it to create a full course in minutes, really. And then they have the opportunity, once the AI has done its job and populated the course with content, the parent can then go in and manually edit, rephrase, paraphrase, add pictures, videos, PDFs, whatever, and generate all kinds of new content. And then when they publish it, it's published to the entire community, not just their family, but all of us get to use it. And so I could see a tool like that, what you just showed us, being able to generate the books, that plays right into that same sort of workflow and philosophy that we have too. I think it's a perfect fit.
Well, we have right now, let's see, we have over 23,497 books that have been published right now. Wow. Although the author's number has just hit the mark of the beast right now. that's hilarious. Bad author, number 666. Anyway, we have 171,000 downloads. And what I would like to do is offer you a special token where you can generate any number of books, but with the understanding that, of course, we share them for free, open source, with the whole world, because that's what we believe in too. So that offer's on the table. We could talk after the show, but anyway,
yeah,
this is about your platform, not mine. I just want to tell you that we are aligned with what you're doing. Love it.
I'm
Hey,
so
Joe-
glad.
So
I'm
great.
glad.
Mary, can I ask you one quick favor?
Of course.
So my daughter Alex now has a 7-month-old son, and you know, I want you to please just speak to Alex and let her know that she can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, please, because I'm going to share this with her because I am so petrified of, the easy button is just to put them into public schools. And you know what happens when that occurs, right?
Yeah.
Everything bad. And so can you please just speak to Alex?
Absolutely. So, Alex, you are me. I did not think I could do it. Like Jordan mentioned, my first career was in public administration. I worked for nonprofits. I did, I was fundraiser, that sort of thing. And I did not think that I could teach my kids. In fact, I had friends in college who were getting their teaching degree. And I thought to myself, why would anyone ever want to do this? But then I had my own kids and I realized these are the most precious gifts that I will ever be given in my entire life. And I know it's scary. I know that you're going to have days where you think you're failing because all of us do. We all do. And no matter whether you're, have a master's degree or, a high school diploma or whatever, like all of us think that we're failing because the reality is that you want what's best for your kids. And I just want to encourage Alex and any of the other moms out there or dads who are thinking about homeschooling that you really can do this. It doesn't have to be school at home. I think that's what feels overwhelming to people a lot of times is they're so used to the format of the public school system that they think that's what they have to do at home. And it's just not the same thing. My little kids, we get through school in 2 hours. It's not a whole day, so if you can kind of detach from the idea that it has to be like school at home, it makes it a lot easier. And like I said before, there are so many tools out there now. It's really important to get connected to community, which is why we built that into Firefly, because if you have another mom or dad that you can talk to and bounce ideas off of, or just to help encourage you, because there are going to be days when it gets hard, but you can get through those days if you have the right kind of support. So
what about the concern of, but what about my kids learning to socialize and they're not going to have this? Yeah.
Yeah. So this one that we got a lot because when we started this 14 years ago, there was a group of homeschool families, but it was not as prevalent as it is now. And so one of our family's big pushbacks to us was, oh my gosh, your kids are going to be so weird and they're going to be so isolated. And how are they ever going to make friends? But the truth is that our kids learn to be able to talk to anyone. Because we ended up taking them with us everywhere we went. They weren't just in a classroom with other kids their age. They learned how to interact with adults. They learned how to interact with other kids. They learned how to interact with kids older and younger than themselves because we made homeschooling our life. Everything can be educational when you're homeschooling. We would go to museums, but we would also go, tour farms, or we would go have picnics, and you never know who you're going to run into, right? So they just learned how to interact and to be able to be self-assured within themselves. And when you can instill that in your children, then they don't have problems going out and making friends and learning how to interact with kids their own age. Plus, there's always sports and things that you can get involved with if you're worried about the socializing. But personally, I'd rather have my kids be able to have an educated conversation and understand more complicated social dynamics than just only interacting with kids that are in their age group. So I guess that's just a personal opinion, but yeah,
Excellent.
it worked well
I've got
for
a
us.
follow-up question on that. That's a great answer. I'm curious about, as you're thinking about the use of AI agents to personalize instruction for students, which is very, very powerful when they need to learn subject material, having AI feedback and custom courses that assess their strengths and weaknesses and then fill in the missing gaps and so on. That can just rapidly accelerate a child's mastery of a certain subject area, 10 times faster than what public school would do. But we also don't want a child to be sitting in front of a screen with an AI avatar all day, right? So in your own mind, how, as that technology becomes more and more advanced, how do you plan to keep that balance in place?
Well, we do that first by having live classes with real human teachers. Like I'm never going to be able to teach trigonometry, guys. It's just not going to happen. Okay, so and if it's on me to do that, I'm going to need some outside help. I'm going to need to bring somebody else in. Luckily, I'm a member of Firefly, and there's someone that will teach trigonometry at my students' level. So that is also part of the community aspect. Is that you have so many people that have different areas of expertise. We do not want to replace human teachers. I want to say that very clearly. There's a lot of thought out in the AI community. And I consider myself part of that community, but there's a lot of thought in that community that AI needs to completely replace human teachers. We don't believe that. There is something very, very special and natural about people teaching the next generation. AI is an extremely powerful tool, but it's like fire. Okay, it'll burn you, it'll kill you, but it will also cook your food and keep you warm and keep you alive, right? So we look at it as a tool, and if you already know something, AI is incredible to help you increase your productivity and increase your success at whatever it is you're doing. If you don't know something, in many cases we've seen data showing that AI is actually having a detrimental effect on students because they're not really learning. They're just getting the answers from the AI, and their neural synapses are not making those connections to learn these things, and the IQ scores are going down in a lot of ways. So we're worried about that, which is why we made most of the AI tools parent facing. However, as AI improves over time, that supplemental instruction will be there. We do believe it has a place. We do believe it has value, but not to replace the human teacher.
Love that.
Okay, perfect. Who wants to talk about the collapse of the public school system? Because I mean, really, we are in the era of the end of that experiment gone horribly wrong. But what are your observations?
I'll speak to that a little bit because I did, like Jordan said, I got my master's in teaching. I actually did my student teaching through a local school district. And where we live, we have a wonderful local school district. The teachers are really wonderful people. They are all very much focused on the students, and they want what's best for the students. And if I could have taught anywhere, that was a great place to teach, right? And I actually worked for the school district for 5 years, in addition to having done my student teaching there. So I have experience both, in homeschooling, but also working with a public school district. And I can tell you that there are so many things that are coming down the pipe with the public schools that the teachers in general are not happy about, that are restricting the teacher's ability to be able to really serve the students in the way that the students need. There are so many rules and things that just are very prohibitive to a inspired learning environment, I guess is what I would say. And so my observation was, challenges both for administrators and for teachers in trying to serve the students and serve the families, and just running into so much red tape that it made their jobs really hard. And a lot of teachers are very unhappy. And in addition to that, where we live, there's a number of laws that have been passed that are forcing teachers to teach things that they're really not comfortable with. And so, there's been a mass exodus of teachers over the past, 5 years. And I think that that's going to continue, and it's going to become unsustainable for the school districts because there is also a shortage of people going into school to become teachers.
Yeah.
And so I really don't see a way to solve that problem. It's going to take something pretty drastic, I think, for that to change.
Okay. And a quick follow up, and then Todd gets the next question. But I saw an article recently that the incoming college freshmen for the University of California, San Diego, a shockingly high percentage of them needed remedial reading at the 7th grade level. I'm like, wait a second here.
I saw that too. Yeah.
That's a fail.
Scary.
And their average grade in high school was A- in English. So the school system keeps giving students A's when they can't read or write or think or do math. So, wow.
And the reality is that COVID really did a number on the students. And, I don't think that a lot of kids have just kind of been passed through instead of going back and kind of remediating the skills that they lost or what have you. They just are being passed through. And it's what is that going to do long term, to the quality of of knowledge that these kids have? I mean, we have kids in this generation, our personal children, and I'm concerned of what their lives are going to look like in 10 years with the way that the education system is going and just the overall lack of understanding and knowledge that these kids are getting.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely a big problem.
All right, Todd, where do you want to take it next?
Well, I'm curious, when we responsibly use AI in education and incorporate technology into our teaching, what counsel do you have for parents to protect their children's data privacy and digital identity?
Well, I mean, that is the big challenge across the board, isn't it? I mean, everywhere that you go, every system that you get on is collecting your data. At least with Firefly, we're not collecting your data. I mean, like we have a full social media suite, for example. Basically, all the functionality that Facebook has, you can find on Firefly, but minus the data mining and and data sharing with the alphabet soup agencies. Like it's a completely private system. So we really feel like we needed to innovate something to answer those problems and more, which is why we built this the way that we did. Because everywhere you go, I mean, if you have any kind of device with data on it, or a camera or a microphone, they are listening, they are gathering. It never ended. It was exposed, but it didn't end. I mean, I'll probably get like 17 different ads just because my phone is sitting next to me after we're done with this interview, that are directly related to things that we said. I don't think there are a lot of great ways to escape it, but we can innovate and have good intentions in the systems that we build, and that's a big part of what we're doing.
That's awesome.
Well, Mary, one final question. Can you share some technology tools that family should understand when homeschooling their children? Like, how do you go about setting it all up?
Okay, so with Firefly, we've developed this course creator, and so the whole purpose of the course creator is to allow parents to be able to create content that their kids that really fosters the love of learning in their own children. But we haven't set it up to be just something where they get plopped in front of a screen, so the course creator actually builds the course, and you can build in activities and things to be able to give to the kids, to help them to have hands-on activities and such, to be able to really retain the information really well. And I think that, the way that we've set our Firefly up is such that parents and students are learning to use the technology tools and learning to use the AI, learning to use the social media component and such, but it's not like everything that they're doing. It's not designed to just be able to plop them in front of the computer, and right. I think that there has to be a fine balance between technological access for kids and doing real life activities. And so that's kind of how we've designed everything so that there is, the technology component, but there's also going out and living life and experiencing the world and that sort of thing. So
give us an example of some real life activities that you would incorporate into, let's say, kindergartners educational program.
So I think
that would be publicly protesting Trump's tariffs. I think that's
they will absolutely. No, well, one thing that we, somebody that we were talking to brought up was, and this probably wouldn't be appropriate for a kindergartner, but for a little bit of an older student is learning about the laws that are being passed in their local community and how they have an impact on the economic system. And so you could build a Firefly course that explains those things, and then go to your local government offices and interview the government agents in, the auditor's office or something to understand property taxes. Like, there's ways that you can kind of work these things together to create the course and then go have a real life experience to back
That's
up that
awesome.
Course. Yeah. And so part of what we've developed in our Firefly Compass application is a field trip identifier. So you can type in your location and it pulls up field trips within, 20-mile radius that could complement
cool.
whatever you're trying to teach your students. So
So, okay, a related question then, given that you both know Ron Paul, do you have a section to teach students to audit the Fed? And then you could go tour the money creation engine, find out where inflation comes from. Like, but
I
seriously,
love this question.
Yeah, go for it, Jordan. I mean, how do you make sure that students are learning things that are not just the spin of the current society?
Well, one of the things that I've been doing with Firefly Chalkboard, our course creator that we've been talking about, is I've been creating courses on historical events or concepts from a libertarian perspective, from an Austrian economics perspective. I have a course I'm doing right now on libertarian perspectives on World War I and II, and what the implications of that have been, and it's very much coming from the libertarian perspective. I know, because I am one. I've also done some courses on Austrian economics for kids, trying to introduce these subjects. We're big fans of groups like Tuttle Twins. There's some really great liberty focused material out there, and that I would say we would be ideologically aligned with. But all of the things that we really learned from Ron Paul and from that experience and from all that he taught the world really has been really poured into this, and it is. It's been developed in such a way that anyone can do that. And when we have 1,000, 2,000 or 3,000 people making courses on Chalkboard, and then those courses are then shared among the community in what we call Firefly Co-op, our community curated curriculum catalog. That's a lot of alliteration there. When it's shared to the whole community, now you have thousands of potential courses that you can peruse and go through with your kids that all come with your subscription. They're essentially free with your subscription. See, it becomes just a massive treasure trove of information.
Okay, I love the fact that you're building a knowledge base for instruction and learning, and that one parent creates it. It can be used by other parents. We follow that same philosophy. But I want to have a follow-up question, perhaps for Mary, which is that one of the things we see about youth coming out of the public school system is they have no skills at financial management or money management, practical skills. They don't understand compounding interest. They don't understand how debt works against you, things like that. And then they're also incapable of understanding the difference between, like, for example, the federal deficit versus the national debt. Like, oh, those are different, So how does your ecosystem help students come out of this with practical skills that really impact their lives?
First thing that we are providing is the Ron Paul curriculum, which has a just wide range of wonderful content that is all focused on empowering students to be able to be successful and to be able to have those skills. I personally always made my children take personal finance courses, which is something that we are going to be developing through our course builder. I think a lot of parents that we've talked to are very interested in developing courses that do provide real skills for their kids. We have a couple of instructors that are going to be coming on board that are teaching things like basic plumbing, electrician skills and that sort of thing. And so really the whole idea here is to curate a course catalog that has all of those different real life, tangible skill sets that will help students to be successful. But that all starts with the course builder and then also with the Ron Paul curriculum.
Well, I can help author a course on how to assist the birth of a baby donkey.
Right on.
All right.
It's like,
Mary,
well,
sign him up.
I'm the only one here. Somebody's got to help,
Yeah.
So
to add to that, we are actively looking for instructors who would like to come on board and start teaching and doing live classes. There is an opportunity for instructors, to come on and be able to make money, to be able to supplement either their existing income or hopefully, create a whole new income stream for themselves, to be able to teach live classes and build classes and have their classes translated into other languages. Like Jordan mentioned, we have this amazing translation tool that makes it, worldwide access right away. So,
can I
are looking for,
Todd, can you and I volunteer? Look, I'll teach a course on vibe coding as long as I can record it. And Todd, would you like to teach a course on food forests or something similar? I mean,
Yeah,
would you guys be open to that?
Amazing. Yeah.
I'd teach, you know what I'd do is I'd teach a beginner's class on magic, Mike.
That's true. Sleight of hand. Sleight of hand magic.
I'm
Yeah.
dead serious.
Yeah.
My dad gave me a magic set when I was 8 years old, and I cannot tell you how that single investment changed my life forever, because you think differently when you are presenting a magic trick, and you start to realize how to solve problems, right? Anyway, yeah, I'd be happy to, Mike.
So 3 of our kids would sign up for that class right away, just so you know, Tom.
Okay, great.
It'd probably be the most popular class on the site. It's
well,
like,
Mary, you referenced plumbing earlier, and speaking of plumbing, any field trips scheduled to your local library where bearded 36-year-old trannies and drag can read to your little youngins?
No, we don't do that.
Sorry.
drag queen story time is not part of the.
That's not part of our business model.
That's part of our business model.
It's never too late.
Not that I have anything against that, but I do. But can we talk? Can we talk cost investment? Is that fair game? How much does it cost to engage with Firefly and teach your kids better than the government schools will?
Well, and the website fireflyedu.org. Let me just get that on the record here. Great. Fireflyedu.org, just like it sounds. So go ahead.
Yeah. So if you click join today on the homepage, you go to the pricing. And so we have 3 tiers currently that you can choose monthly or annual pricing. And so for one parent with one student, it's $49 a month. And that includes all of our features. And I mean, our entire tech stack.
Amazing.
If you were to do an annual subscription, it would be $500 for the year, and you would get everything that's listed there. But it's basically 15% off if you do a year. With our second tier, the Family Plus, you get 3 students, and it's at $99 a month. So you're basically paying for 2 students and getting 1 for free. Then if you do a year, you get an additional 10% off on top of that. If you do the third tier, the Family Max, that's 5 students, and you're paying for 3 of them and getting 2 for free. And then if you do a year, you get an additional 8% off of that on top of the 2 free students. And then if you want to add more students, like we would need more students, of course, for our family. So you can actually add more students a la carte. I think after 5, I think it's like $20 a month for additional students. Now, when Ron Paul's curriculum gets implemented, this will be an additional cost, but we will be offering the Ron Paul curriculum for $40 a month. But you'll get access to the entire curriculum for $40 a month.
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
And I bring this up because one thing that I wanted to do for Alex when Emmett was born was I prepaid for all of I have 4 daughters. We prepaid for their college education, right? And it was really, really a good investment back then, right? But things are changing so quickly right now. I was going to prepay Emmett's college education as my gift to Alex and her husband, and was literally, because it's open enrollment this month, literally going to do that. But you guys really have me thinking right now. And if you guys offered someone like me, somebody who has grandkids or even a parent or whatever, to do a homeschool education prepayment program where I would be happy to fund literally the whole curriculum for Emmett up until he graduates, for a fee as a gift to her. So my daughter wouldn't even have to think twice about it. It would just be amazing. So if you guys think that through, I'm dead serious. I would love to, that would be an option that I would do. To heck with prepaying college, let me prepay homeschooling for 12 years.
Amazing. Yeah, absolutely. We'll definitely talk about that for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That would be pretty easy to implement, honestly.
Yeah.
It would just be another category, another tier, that would just be an a la carte, like give Firefly as a gift, essentially.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even better, take payment in private crypto, of course. So that would make
That's
everybody
right.
happy.
And we will be doing that as well. We are setting up a merchant account to accept crypto payments in all major cryptocurrencies.
Awesome.
Cool. All right. Let me bring in a different question, I suppose, because I have a pretty large company. We hire people, we fire people, we do interviews, etc. Now, I don't do that process myself anymore, but when I did, whenever I had a candidate who said that they were homeschooled, I immediately thought, wow, this is awesome. Like, this person knows how to do things. And I'm wondering how common that is in society, because I recognize, like, somebody public schooled, it's hit or miss. Who knows? But homeschooled, yes, this person knows how to do things and can probably learn, probably has hands-on, can work in the manufacturing, knows how to use a forklift. But a public schooled person, like, oh, I'm going to have to teach you like 5th grade math.
Right.
I've had problems with employees, couldn't count the number of boxes on a pallet. They couldn't do that because it's like, okay, how many boxes per row? How many rows? It's like 5 times 25. What is that? I don't know. I've literally run into that with graduates of our education system. So your comments.
That is the failure of the education system. And you brought up something else earlier that ties into this, which is the socialization aspect. We have seen from the very beginning the difference between our kids and other homeschool kids that we know and public school kids. The proof is in the pudding, is the old saying. Now, the proof is on the playground. And you really see that there. When you send your kids to Caesar, don't be surprised when they come home as Romans. And that's essentially what has happened.
It's a great point.
For sure in this country, but it's happening all over the world, the brainwashing. And I wouldn't want my kids socialized by the state. You couldn't pay me to have the state socializing my kids. My kids are so much better off. They're so much well-balanced, well-rounded people because they were not socialized by the state. And as Mary said earlier. So yeah, I mean, we are absolutely seeing that trend. I think college admissions counselors and registrars are looking for homeschool applications. When they see that on there, they're like, oh, this is a self-directed learner. And so our goal eventually is for the word Firefly, with words Firefly Education Network, to be synonymous with self-directed learners. Oh, this is a Firefly kid. We want them. We want them. We want to hire them because they went through Firefly. And that is our long-term goal.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
I think you'll achieve that too. And right now, employers, they don't often need somebody to be local. It can be anybody from anywhere, but it's a characteristic of being able to learn rapidly, especially with AI. It's changing things so dramatically. I've run into so many cases where there are people who have decades of experience in the workplace. They're in their 40s or 50s. They have all these skills that they mastered over all these years. And those skills are now obsolete and they have to learn new skills. So the number one skill is the learning skill. More than anything it's about, can you learn new things? And some people can, some people don't know how. So I'm glad you're teaching that.
Yeah, and that's always been our personal philosophy with our kids too, is to teach them to be self-directed. I didn't want to raise a bunch of children that when they were in high school, I had to be looking over their shoulder every 5 seconds to make sure they were doing their schoolwork, and so we really instilled that in our kids. And our 2 oldest boys actually are graduating this year with both their high school diploma and their associate's degree. So, it just speaks to the fact that if you can teach them how to be those self-directed learners, how to love to learn, there's really nothing they can't accomplish. So,
Amazing.
And they're 18 and will be 17 at graduation. So it really is a wonderful accomplishment. Yeah.
And the other thing that I love about this is that it decentralizes control over the education, takes it out of the hands of the state, which is corrupt and, let's face it, stupid, and puts it into the hands of parents who obviously have a stake in their children. The state has no stake in your child being capable and thoughtful and a critical thinker. In fact, they want the opposite. They want your child to be obedient, nothing but obedience. whereas parents want their children to be successful. And those are two completely different goals.
And when you look into the genesis of the modern American education system and who was behind all of that, you see what their goals were, and those goals have been largely achieved.
Yep.
I mean, there are so many good people in the public school system who are trying and trying and trying. And I feel like most of my adult life, I was really as a political advocate for libertarian ideas and causes. I thought that I could make some kind of difference or some kind of change in the process. But that system has no incentive to change itself. It's working exactly as it's meant to work by the people who are running it. And the school system is the same. The system itself is working according to its stated purpose, if you know whose purpose that was. And so right. it has no incentive to change. So we have to withdraw our consent and build something better and innovate and go around it and just rebuild somewhere else. Like we don't want what you have. I mean, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin was the same thing. Originally it was a way to subvert the Federal Reserve System and not use money that was based on debt and blood and violence. And then now it's taken off and it's become this, juggernaut that's all over the world. But like, that was the product of innovation to get away from a system that is destructive and centralized and tyrannical. And I totally agree with you on the nature of decentralization and decentralized systems. This is how we liberate humanity from these centralized systems of control. And that was a huge part of our motivation in creating Firefly.
By the way, real quick, at the end of this interview, don't disconnect. I want to make sure that I have direct contact with you so we can coordinate about the book engine and some other ideas. I think Todd will agree with me. We really want to help promote what you're doing. It's so critical
100%.
For the future of our society. But Todd, the next question is yours. I know you've got them.
Yeah, this one's a biggie. So what do you say to parents who got married? They're going to live the dream. They buy their house, right? And they have their cars and everything, and they have their debt. Yeah. And they have two incomes to be able to afford and support all that. What do you say to those people who would really yearn and want to be able to homeschool their kids, but man, we just can't afford it on one income? We're going to have to send our kids to public school because there's no expense associated with that. What do you say?
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, that's true.
Where there's a will, there's a way. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, homeschooling is not school at home. You don't have to do it from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can work it around your schedule. A lot of families have the flexibility of working from home now. If you're able to work from home, you can fit an hour of school in here or there in between your schedule. And if you're not able to work from home, you still have to weigh the sacrifice of, putting your kids in public school versus raising them in the way that you want them to be raised. And so I'm a firm believer that when there's a problem, there's also a solution. And so, I do hear that from families a lot that, we have to both work, and Jordan and I both worked for years. I was always working when our kids were little. I wasn't a total stay-at-home mom. I worked from home. And then I worked for the school system, and you just find a way. You find a way around it. You both modify your schedules so that you can work together as a team.
Awesome.
And we are also implementing an affiliate system to where people that can't afford the subscription can earn it. And so by making referrals, and we're implementing a task-oriented system that helps to create value for our ecosystem, and then people can earn it. Because, one of our partners that we're working with is Liberty International, which is a worldwide nonprofit that does a lot of wonderful programs with underprivileged folks in third world countries and all over the world, in most countries. And one of their questions to me when we first started talking about partnering was how, like many of the people that they serve could not afford $49, American dollars a month. And so that was why we got the idea to implement something like this, to be able to have folks around the world who maybe couldn't afford that to be able to earn it. through any number of types of different tasks that bring value to the ecosystem. So
that's smart. Yeah. And that's something that maybe we would be interested in helping you promote it as an affiliate as well. Because we have to support each other. We all stand as different pillars of knowledge, content, know-how, and values in the community. And I believe that as the old systems are really crumbling, collapsing, the old fiat currency is collapsing, the old education system, centralized medicine is collapsing, centralized everything is really collapsing. Decentralization is the future. That means bringing it local, where moms and parents and local community members are more actively engaged in the shared goals of what we want to create here. And I actually do have a question for you on that, not just a lecture, but what about growing food? Like how much does your course, do you encourage parents to teach kids to be involved in either animal husbandry operations or growing food or sprouting or anything like that?
Sure.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
We have a 20-acre farm here up in the Pacific Northwest, and our kids have grown up taking care of chickens and goats and cows and horses. And so, yeah, we absolutely encourage that. One of the content creators that I'm currently in talks with has an amazing full curriculum on horticulture and animal husbandry.
Wow.
Aimed at, it's like a K through 12 curriculum, and it's all it's video based, it's interactive. There's just so much to it. Really excited about that curriculum and hoping to get it onto the platform very soon. But yeah, like that, we're very passionate about that because we are, I guess I don't want to say we're homesteaders, Mayor, but we do raise our own meat. We have our own eggs, we've been doing it for years now.
And we do things as naturally as possible. We're all about like making as many things as possible at home. And like, that's something we've had to learn how to do over the years, and, different herbs and remedies and things all naturally focused. So we're very much into that and would absolutely welcome any content creators who wanted to build those types of courses. We will be building those types of courses. Yeah, that's right up our alley. So
that's awesome. And I imagine, the cost of AI inference is dropping by at least 10x per year. So I would imagine, Jordan, for example, your AI bill, your AI inference bill is some significant thing that you have to pay those costs, but that cost is going to dramatically plunge each year. And there are so many, even open source language models are coming out that are really extraordinary. So I'm just wondering, isn't it true that the AI component of your courses, which are again parent facing for them to create coursework and create things, isn't that going to become less expensive and more awesome to where it'll be able to produce even like video instruction or more diagrams or more visuals, whereas right now it might be mostly text based? But isn't that where it's all headed?
Basically, everything you just said is spot on. That is the trend that we've seen, and we've been using the AI tools since they first came out. Firefly, we've actually produced a feature-length, completely AI animated film that's like it's branded to Firefly. It's really a marketing tool for the platform, but it's very much a libertarian sort of manifesto starring blockchain themed superheroes. And
Cool.
and the tools that I was using to create these scenes 2 years ago are like the difference between special effects in the 70s versus today.
Totally.
Just 2 years ago. I mean, like every month the tools upgrade 10x. It's insane. I've already remade this film like 4 times because because the tools I cannot keep up with how great they are. And the same thing is happening. I mean, the change in just let's take ChatGPT, the most famous one. The change in ChatGPT from 6 months ago is night and day, let alone from a year and a half ago. It like the conversations, the workflows, the insights, the accuracy is completely night and day from where it was even just a few months ago. You look at Grok and Claude. And Venice AI is one that I'm really, really interested in.
I like
and we're
Venice,
thinking about implementing Venice because and Venice isn't reporting your data to anyone. So I really like that aspect of Venice, and I'm looking more deeply into that for our long term. Right now, our goal was to get to market with a meaningful, powerful product that was a no-brainer for our potential clients. But over time, as these things evolve and as they continue to get better, and they are getting cheaper, like our AI overhead is negligible, really. I mean, it really isn't anything that's a deterrent to our growth at all.
Okay.
But the quality is going up and the cost is going down.
Well, yeah, but once you
down.
start producing more full-length videos, then your costs could be substantial there, right? Because then you're paying per second or per minute. But I do want to mention that in my experience working with a lot of AI tools and being an AI developer, I think that the imminent release of DeepSeek version 4 could be really useful for what you're doing, because the thing that I love about DeepSeek currently version 3.2 is it has very strong structural compliance to things like JSON wrappers, and it can handle structured long-form content extremely well. And DeepSeek version 4 is only maybe a month away. I think it's going to be a game changer for the industry. Now, granted, that's built in China, but you can use it on servers that are running it as an open source model in the United States. I'm not saying like run it in China. Just have it, run it in the US and use that inference, and it's all US based, it's open source. So anyway.
And Jordan, if you need any help on that, just ask Judah.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, the vibe coding genius to be.
That's right.
So anyway, what's good about what you're doing, or more than good, what's amazing is that you're doing this at a time when tools like AI are arriving on the scene to amplify. Even just a couple like you can roll out a game-changing global platform like this. That wasn't really possible 5 years ago, right? You want to comment on that?
Yeah, and we have used development teams, but we've also used AI. Like one of our big apps on Firefly is Firefly Compass, and it's an app that has 15 apps in it. It gives you legal advice, or not advice, but like legal guidance on homeschooling laws in your state based on your location. It gives you the field trip planner. It gives you a monthly lesson planner. It gives you a Bible app. It gives you career guidance. There's 15 apps in this. It was entirely vibe coded with Claude, entirely vibe coded.
Yeah.
And then we turned it over to our dev team to have them, work out any little kinks or stylistic things that Claude didn't know how to do or just couldn't get right. So there's still this human component. But we had human teams building out, like the prompting engines that we have created, like for our course builder. Yeah, as you guys know, doing one prompt with an AI isn't going to necessarily get you the result that you're looking for. You have to, it's an ongoing conversation till you refine and refine and refine the result. So that process is taking place in the back end, and that was a human innovation to be able to interact with the AI in a way to get a reliable result every time for each course.
Yes.
As an example. Yeah.
Yes. Well, exactly. And the other thing I want to mention is that what you're building is a system that can also move to edge devices. So for example, when you take students on a field trip to a museum, and I'm not an advocate of transhumanism or wearing technology all over the place, but you could easily have the student can have the mobile phone with you and that's connected to your course, where they're at a museum, they take a picture. What is this? What is this artwork? And then your system analyzes that and says, oh, well, here's this artwork and here's how, why it's relevant with a pro-liberty point of view, instead of taking the museum's official information, which is probably filled with false history. Like if you're touring the Vatican or something, you're like, I want to have a totally non-Vatican propaganda point of view. But you see what I'm saying? Like your course can go to the edge.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that would be part of our long-term vision. You know, this is version 1, and version 1 is very powerful just as it is. And as we're adding Ron Paul's curriculum to it, it really is an all-in-one sort of encompassing ecosystem for the worldwide homeschool movement. But those types of innovations, the types of innovations that Google has made, but just, you know, not Google, not, you know, monster conglomerate corporate in bed with the bad guys. You know, we are looking at being able to do those types of things long term with this system. Yeah, that's absolutely an application. I
can't wait to see where you go with this. It's going to be pretty amazing.
Crazy.
So Todd, you have any more questions to ask?
No more questions. I just want to maybe unpack in the after party a little more. You know, Mike, I've helped 500 people acquire these UNAs, and part of our articles of association are that we're going to do good with the oops. Can you guys hear that?
Yep. I'm still seeing you and hearing you.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. For some reason, my fire alarms are going off.
Oh, I'm not hearing the fire alarms. Do you want to go check for a fire?
No, my wife is down, so she probably just overcooked something, but that's okay. I love her anyway.
Okay. All right.
But sorry about that. But anyway, part of our articles of association are that with this entity, we can keep way more of what we earn, but we're going to do good with that. And so, you know, I would like you two to consider maybe even integrating a pledge page or something to where support from just third parties could happen. Because I would totally encourage that in our private Telegram group.
Is your organization like a nonprofit 501c3 or something like that?
No, we're a Wyoming LLC, so we are a for-profit organization. But part of our long-term plan is to establish a philanthropic 501c3 to be able to, you know, put funds towards philanthropic causes and spread the gospel. That is definitely part of our plan.
You know, there's actually something that Todd can tell you about that's even easier than a 501c3.
That's right.
It doesn't require annual reporting to the federal authorities. Anyway, Todd will talk to you about that later.
Yes.
We have a lot to offer both of you, actually, between what Todd knows and the tech that I have. We can really contribute, and we'd love to.
Awesome.
So what would you like to add here at the conclusion of this interview for our audience?
Mary, do you want to go first?
We just want to send encouragement out to the moms and dads out there who maybe are on the fence about homeschooling and about taking the leap, and to just say, you know, I was you at one point, we were you at one point, and, you know, if I can do it with 7 kids without a teaching background starting out, you can do it too. And, you know, really the whole point of Firefly was just to make it easier for you. It was to give you the tools that you need to be successful and to teach your kids the things that are important to you that align with your values, and to give you a real option of escaping the system and being able to just raise your kids in the way that you feel is best. And so, yeah, I just want to send encouragement out there to you guys.
That's awesome.
And reach out to us. Our contact information is on our website, and we love hearing from families and potential teachers. And, you know, we would just love to hear from anybody who has questions. So
beautiful.
Mic drop. FireflyEDU.org. She said it all.
Amen. Now that is a smart man right there, Mike.
That is longevity of the marriage right there in a nutshell. Yeah. My wife said it. It's 100% true. I have nothing to add.
It's true.
It's true.
No, that's a beautiful mic drop.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
True.
Thanks for that, Mayor.
I feel like that's kind of a personal thing because my name is Mike. And like, clunk, am I supposed to? Mic drop.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. That's funny.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much for having us on. This was such a great conversation. Really appreciate it.
We love having you on. So anyway, stay tuned. What we're going to do, we're going to take a break here on the show, but don't disconnect, please. I want to make sure we can get in touch with each other without going through my producers, so that we can offer some tech and promotion and things like that for you. So just stay tuned. And then Todd, what do you say? We'll be right back after this break.
You got it.
All right. So stay tuned, everybody, for the after party coming up today. And I have a feeling it might be a little crazier than usual. We'll see. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Join the official discussion channel for this show on Telegram at t.me/decentralizedtv, where you can ask questions or offer suggestions of who we should interview next. Also be sure to subscribe to the email newsletter on decentralized.tv, where you'll be alerted about 1 day in advance of each new upcoming episode before it gets published. On decentralized.tv, you'll also find links to our video channels and social media channels across all platforms, including Brighteon, Rumble, BitChute, Twitter, Truth Social, and more. Check it all out at decentralized.tv. All right, welcome back to the after party here at decentralized.tv. Wow, I love these guests. What a great topic. What a great
Absolutely blockbuster. I mean, those two are the energy, the love that you can just feel between them, their purpose, 7 kids. I mean, my goodness gracious, just very inspirational. I'm inspired. Mike.
I know that is inspirational. Yeah. And 7 kids. And I guess 2 of them are close to graduating the equivalent of high school now.
Yeah.
I think
with associate's degree.
Yeah. Right. That's amazing.
Unbelievable.
Because you and I have talked about in previous shows, we've talked about how the conventional education system is totally obsolete at this point.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad to see this because I think we're going to see a lot of innovation in this space. And we're going to see the children that come, or young adults that come out of these kinds of programs are going to be the actually capable future leaders of our world.
100%. I mean, it's just going to be a box that when it's checked, I mean, employers, it's just going to be amazing. And Mike, before we dig in any further, I just have to take one little time out and a word from my sponsor. Do you mind, Mike?
Oh,
do you know?
Okay.
Do you know, Mike? Remember, I shared with you on the last episode that I was going to surprise my wife with
with the dog.
Yana, can you? Okay, now Yana isn't going to come on air, but I want to introduce to you. Introduce to you our little sheepadoodle puppy. Is she not adorable?
Oh my gosh, just like squeezable. Oh my gosh.
Doesn't she almost look like Snoopy? I mean, but I think
furry and soft.
Yes. So this is Cammie. She is a sheepadoodle, which is a mix between a giant, an Old English sheepdog and a giant poodle. Thank you, Yana, and a standard poodle there. So I just had to present that to you. Tomorrow my wife and I, we go on a vacation. We celebrate our 20th anniversary, and I got her this puppy for our anniversary. Pretty smart, aren't I, to have the puppy delivered literally right before we go on vacation.
See, you have mastered the husband part here. I mean, you nailed it.
I did. Well, I was trying to plan it to where the puppy would get here after we got back, but the breeder would not ship the puppy underneath in cargo, which I'm appreciative of. So she had to have a guide with her to actually bring her. And that means that she has to not be too big to be under, where your feet are on a plane.
Oh.
So, yep. So
how did she do on the plane?
Great. Just great.
That's cool.
Yeah. The whole process was great. And it worked. I surprised my wife. She's very, very happy. And we have a dear friend who's going to take care of Cammie while we're away. So no problems there. But I just wanted to introduce her to our DTV family.
Oh, that's great. I'm a little bit jealous because I don't have any soft, friendly dogs.
Yeah, I know.
I have more like aggressive, like rip your arms off kind of dogs.
I know you do.
But he hasn't been on the show for a while. So
No, he hasn't.
Let's see if he can get up on my
Okay.
desk here, because we also don't have any scratches yet on this custom desk surface. So
break it
we
in,
need some
Mike.
scratches. So let's see if he'll do it. All right, hold on. Brody, come here. Brody, come here. Brody, get up. Place. Yeah, come on. Come on. Good boy. How you doing?
Rhodey.
How you doing, Rhodey?
Oh
Here
my
we go.
God. Rhodey,
Yeah,
that
how
I
you
can.
doing? But you didn't get
That's-
up yet. Okay, let me get him up. Hold on.
Okay,
Okay.
that is amazing. Now, I met that dog in person, and I slammed the desk, and he got between Mike and I in like 2 seconds. It was like so
There we
scary.
go. Good
Wow,
boy.
Rhodey, you
Good boy. How
stud.
you doing?
You
Boy.
stud.
Okay.
He's
Just have
such
a seat there. Come here.
unbelievable.
All right, down. Yep.
Rhodey.
Good boy.
Rhodey is such a stud.
Just
And
lie down.
It cracks me up having those
Lie down.
rings all the time. It just cracks me up.
Okay, so I love your dog, and this one is not the cuddly one
No.
here.
Remember, Mike, when I was in studio and I was making a point and I hit the desk, and all of a sudden within a second and a half, Rhodey was on the desk
Yeah.
in between me and you.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was shark meat pants moment.
Okay, down. Good boy. You're a good boy.
Oh,
He thinks it's like playtime already, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's time for us to play on the show a little bit.
Yes, it is.
So-
Yes, it is. And by the way, Mike, I listened to your last broadcast, and I just wanted to know if you were able to clean up the dump on your desk, because
You caught that comment, huh?
I always catch your humor.
That's hilarious.
I literally was, maybe TMI, but I was in the shower, and I have a speaker in the shower, and I was listening to that broadcast, and you said that, and I just belly laughed. I'm like, it was just funny. If nobody has heard it, go to your last broadcast and just the first 5 minutes. I think you laid down that joke.
Yeah,
very
that's a reference to making a backup of the PostgreSQL database.
That's correct.
And the utility is called PG dump. And so, then I had AI write the program to take the dump on my desktop. And the dump actually finished yesterday, but it was a 12-hour dump.
A 12-hour dump.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's some dump,
amazing.
let me tell you. That's even Rhodey couldn't compete with that. That's a 12-hour dump, but man,
That's a bit of constipation, Mike. But,
it's
thank
good. It's good to
God.
have the data.
It is good to have the data.
It's worth the dump effort.
Yeah,
to
because
get the
otherwise
data.
you risked potentially flushing the entire project.
We wouldn't want to flush certain indexed fields. I'm trying to actually add a what's called a free text search property to
Right.
the book chapters, right? And the free text search property, it will allow my AI engines to search all the books much more rapidly, so we can integrate them. Hey, there's a great shot. Look at that.
That's a great shot.
Rhodey, he looks all relaxed and everything.
Wow.
He's about to roll off the edge here.
That's a framer. You should still frame that. Get a
Yeah,
get a big old canvas made, a roadie
He's doing good.
sitting on your dump desk.
But your dog is way more friendly for if you're sitting on the couch enjoying a movie, your dog can just jump in your lap and you can cuddle, right? But this is not that kind of dog.
Not that kind of dog either. He's gonna cuddle with some perps out there.
Oh, he just fell off. Are you okay, Rhodey? I told you it's a slippery desk. You okay? Good boy. You okay?
Oh.
Yeah. You want to get back up here? No. He wants. Oh, let me take him to his regular place. Now
All right, no worries.
he just fell
No
off
worries.
the edge of the bed.
Oh, everyone out there, I have a really nice friend who you guys would all know, famous person who acquired a UNA, and he just says, Todd, don't think less of me, but I skip through the interviews and get right to the after party. And then I go watch the interview. So, it's where we go off the rails, guys. But so Mike repurposes his puppy. How how about those precious metals, huh?
Have you ever seen a dog just fall off the edge of a desk?
No, I haven't. Not many people have, a protection dog on their studio desk, Mike.
That's
I'm just
hilarious.
saying.
He misjudged the width of the desk.
Yes, that's right.
But yeah, you were saying precious metals, and you're absolutely right. So as of right now, as we're filming this, although things could change dramatically, silver is over $95, I think. I mean, what is it? Well, $94.50. Okay.
It is great.
And
94.
gold. Have you looked at gold?
Yeah.
Gold is $4,760.
Gosh, that's great. That's great. I mean, I think by the end of, because you know how sometimes it goes up and down, then it just spurts up. I think it's going to be over 5 within. It could be over 5 within a week.
Wow. I mean, easily it could be. I want to show you something too. There's
Okay.
No, I don't see it here. Never mind. Sorry. False alarm.
Well-
I can't find the image.
Speaking of increased prices of precious metals, I can tell you, Mike, thank you for your January 2nd broadcast where you talked about the UNAs, and people were really paying attention. And one use case that people are paying attention to, if you have precious metals and you're worried about capital gains long term, you need to learn about the UNAs and how powerful that can be. I have spent, no kidding, Mike, 88 consultations since you did that broadcast. It's like I've been doing nothing but talk. Today was my last one before going on my 20th anniversary vacation for a week. And but I want to tell you that so many of them are, hey, I'm big into precious metals, educate me. And great conversations.
Well, can I restate that? But that's really fascinating that you've talked with 88 people. So the thing about precious metals is that, of course, now you have so much, quote, gain.
Exactly.
That the IRS considers to be a gain, but it's not really, because the dollars that they say you've gained, well, those dollars are worth a lot less. So, there's Rhodey. He's sleeping on the floor now. He's cool. There he is. That's his comfortable spot. But you're going to pay taxes on the so-called gains if you sell or if you transfer. And why? Why should you have to pay taxes on something that you already bought with after-tax money? It's a total IRS ripoff. So
it is. And there's multiple strategies, Mike. I mean, if you already have self-custody of your precious metals, I always say, what precious metals, first of all. But there is a wonderful strategy only employed at the point in time if you ever need to liquidate them. I'm just going to drop that little breadcrumb. And then there's another one for those who have their precious metals vaulted, who don't have self-custody, to where you can actually lawfully donate those to a UNA that you set up with the precious metals account, and good things happen there, Mike.
So that's probably what I'm going to do at some point here, because I do have vaulted metals, and I do not want to sell them and have a taxable event.
Bingo.
But I also want to be fully compliant with the rule of law.
Yep.
And so what you offer, and I'll just bring up your website here, my575e.com. What you offer through your partner, Dennis Gray, is a vehicle that's codified in California law that allows us to donate property to a unincorporated nonprofit association.
That's right.
That does not generate a taxable event.
Yep. And when Nelson Rockefeller coined the phrase, own nothing, control everything, he was talking about entities like these, except the beautiful thing here, Mike, you don't have to have an army of attorneys and accountants. What I love about this is just its simplicity, as you know.
Yeah. And I'll ask you more questions about it coming up here in the after party. But before we get to that, I just want to think about, now you're about to go on it's a vacation with your wife, right?
That's correct.
Is it an anniversary thing?
Yep.
Okay.
20th anniversary.
20th anniversary. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have any special surprises on the 20th? I imagine you do. Was it the dog?
It was a puppy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that counts. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think the 20th anniversary is the puppy. Yeah.
And my biggest gift to her, all she wanted was, because believe it or not, Mike, I had 3 days carved out to where 2 mornings in the afternoon, I was going to keep my calendar open to be able to take more consultations. And she said, I just want you for a week. And so I blocked those 2.
Well, here's what else is funny about that is because of your travel, we had to change our schedule of when we film the show.
That's right.
And
thank you, by the way.
Yeah, of course, no problem. Well, I was thinking, I can't do this show without you. What? It wouldn't be the show. You know,
it would be a real dull and boring after party. I think, you know, you talking roadie,
me talking to my smoothie. You looking green today, you know. I mean, yeah. What would we do? Just me by myself here.
Well, I shared with you the story about the person who's a famous person who just says, Todd, I hope you don't think less of me, but I blow through the interviews and get to the after party and watch that first. And then I go back. It's so funny.
Yeah, well, people do enjoy the after party subjects, that's for sure. I just want to say, we've been doing this 3 years almost, Todd. And it wouldn't be Decentralized TV without you.
Well, thank you, Mike. And vice versa. And when we started, we didn't know where it was going to go, but
no.
But I hear it. I heard it 88 times this past 2 weeks. People love the show and they love what we're doing. And I've enjoyed many thank yous, and those who are watching know that that I do extend the appreciation to you, Mike, because so many people have have been following you forever, and you have no idea how many lives you saved, how much you have impacted people's health, how much you have impacted people's wealth because they started listening to you about silver and precious metals way back when. One gentleman today said that because of you, he started stacking at, I believe it was $21 when he made his first purchase, and he just kept buying ever since and stuff. And he's just so delighted. That's what he was one that was really like, okay, you got to tell me. I've got so much appreciation now. What's up with these UNAs? So anyway, Mike, thank you from many people who have said it to me and asked me to say it to you.
Oh, that's amazing. You know, I imagine you have extraordinary conversations with people because we attract, I think, the best people on this planet. You know, the most open-minded.
The 2%ers.
I'm telling you, the people who watch this show are really extraordinary people. Now, let me update you on something kind of interesting. You know how we plan later on this year to have robots.
Yes.
Here. And it's all part of decentralization. Remember, our plan is to acquire robots and then train them to do actual things that help you live better off grid or in a more sustainable way.
Yep.
And that eventually we hope that includes like the weed pulling robot.
Yep.
Or whatever, egg gathering robot that can gather your chicken eggs.
Right.
Well, we're not there. We're not there yet. We don't have any robot companies that have yet told us they will sell us their humanoid models so that we can abuse them on the show. But what we have, I saved a $1,500 mopping robot by replacing a $15 pump. And I want to show that to the audience. Here it is. It's the Croc-C 12-volt mini food-grade self-priming diaphragm freshwater transfer pump that is $15. Now, here's the story. I have a $1,500 robot. Let's see. It's called the Narwhal Flow. And let me see if I can bring it up here. This is a Chinese company that makes this. Here it is. Yeah, Narwhal. Okay, you see that?
Yeah.
So their high-end version robot costs $1,500, or it did before they started discounting it. And this is the best mopping robot ever.
Really?
Yeah, it's got a whole mopping bar with a cloth that rolls like tank treads.
Wow.
Yeah, and then that bar like scoots out to the side as the robot's cruising down your hallway. The bar comes out and it cleans the edge and everything. And then it comes back and it exchanges the water and it heats the water. It washes its own mop with hot water.
Wow.
And so I thought, this sounds awesome. I'm going to put peppermint oil in the clean water tank because I want this robot to spread peppermint joy all over the place, right?
Yeah.
And also, peppermint, like mice and rats don't like it either. So it helps dissuade the rats that are trying to eat my chicken feed and things like that. So I pour peppermint oil into the clean water tank, and then this robot, for like a month, it's doing fine. And then one day, the pump doesn't work. And, the freshwater intake pump, it just stops working. And I talked to the Narwhal company, and they're like, well, there's really nothing serviceable in there. I took that as a personal challenge.
I'm sure you did.
Like, you don't know who you're talking to here. They call me Mike Guyver. I'm going to fix this thing. No matter what it takes. And they said, well, you will void the warranty if you take the back cover off. And I'm like, I'm going to do that right now. And so you have to pry the back cover off with a giant screwdriver. It pops off. There's no screws. You have to want to break it.
Okay.
And it pops off. And then it exposes the whole back, like the internal, like Skynet portion of the vacuum. And here's this pump. This little pump. Turns out that the peppermint oil caused the diaphragm to expand because it's a cheap pump. And when the diaphragm little parts and layers expanded in the pump, it stopped sucking water.
Ah.
No longer a pump. Just a little noisemaker.
Yep.
So I went on Amazon. I bought this $15 pump. I did some research and figured it out. Had to splice the wires with some simple little splicers, this and that, and plug it back in. Boom, up and running. I got my robot back. $15 fix. Right. for a $1,500 robot.
Wow.
And it just reminded me of what we're going to do on this show. Like, we're going to buy off the shelf humanoid robots, maybe like a $50,000 robot,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to hack that sucker. We're going to hack its brain. We're going to plug into it, and I'm going to use like AI cyber hacking code to inject into the robot brain.
Truth.
Yeah, I mean, it'll probably be, I don't know, someone label it like corporate espionage. No, it's just a robot. I want my robot to be programmable so I can use it. Yeah.
I just want that robot to be named Sybil, and then you can give Sybil multiple personalities, because wouldn't it be funny if at one point during the interview, he's engaging with us as the woke bot.
Woke bot.
Right?
Oh my gosh. That's a great idea.
Everybody, I just planted a seed that will bear fruit in months.
I don't know. I mean, no, that's a great idea, but I just don't know when we can get the bots.
Right.
And I don't know how hard they're going to be to hack.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure, I'm going to have like the bot brain is going to be here, and then I'm going to have AI vibe coding over here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to unleash the vibe coding onto the bot brain.
Yep.
Until it breaks through, and then we can control it. We can override it.
Maybe this is why all of these companies aren't wanting to sell anything.
So far, no one wants to sell us one. I'm not anti-robot. I mean,
you're pro-robot.
They should give us one, because it would be great publicity for the company.
Absolutely.
And I'm not going to do anything abusive. We're not going to like set the robot on fire.
No.
That would be stupid. We just want it to do stuff that we want it to do.
Right. Yeah.
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 Useful things. And that's going to require hacking.
That's going to require hacking.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, my robot hacking has begun with a $15 pump.
That's
is
beautiful.
my point.
What a great solution.
And you know, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single pump replacement.
Yes.
And from here, we're going to keep hacking robots for years to come.
Sports fans, what is the cost of freedom? $15.
Yeah. So anyway, when these robot companies say, there are no user serviceable parts inside, your internal middle finger by author Fu Koff should emerge.
Yep.
Oh, yes, there are. There are serviceable parts inside. We're going to find them.
I love Fu. He's the best.
Mr. Koff nails it every time.
You know, Fu Koff needs to come out with a book series. I'm just planting another seed, people. A book series, Mike.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I've got an idea.
Okay.
It's based on you know with what, I'm not going to make this political, but with what Trump's doing with the ICE agents and arresting illegals and stuff. Yeah. And then I think it was Kristi Noem said that if you're an American, you have to carry your papers now, or something like that, right? And I'm thinking, hey, Fu Koff is the perfect author to write a book about that. So when a federal agent says, show me your papers, prove you're an American, it's like, Mr. Fu Koff has something to say about that.
Oh, you know, we need to make Fu great again. He needs a series. I'm not even kidding you. There's such a fun play on this. You know, this is just that line in the sand. You know.
Yeah, right. Or did you see? This is in your neck of the woods. Did you see that the mayor of Miami Beach sent some cops to the home of a veteran woman who posted just some trash talking about the mayor? Which that's totally normal. And the cops came to her door and gave her a bunch of crap about that. Did you see that?
That was, it's just ridiculous. It's nuts. So that needs to be corralled. And I think a little, you know, Fu Koff could probably write a book on what you can and cannot say when you are being abused by your mayor, Mike.
Yeah. Well, that woman was pretty smart. She didn't even acknowledge that it was her tweet, you know, or post.
No, she was really smart.
But she did let one of the police officers in to her home.
Bingo.
That's a mistake.
That's a mistake.
So
Fu Koff would have never done that.
Right. Fu Koff would say, don't answer the door.
no, Fu Koff would say
Fu Koff.
Sir, instead of read my lips, it's read my book.
Read my book. When the cops knock on your door and say, hey, can we come in and talk to you about this tweet? The answer is, let me check with Mr. Fu Koff.
with my attorney, Fu Koff.
My attorney, Fu Koff. He might have something to say about this.
Yes. I think there's a book out there that's kind of the master tome that is Fu Koff by Fu Koff, you know?
That's perfect. Yeah, that's absolutely perfect. Oh, or when like the U.S. Department of Agriculture mails you a survey for your farm and says it's mandatory that you have to fill this thing out, which is like 10 pages, so that the USDA can surveil all your farm activities. That's perfect for Mr. Fu Koff to comment on.
Well, did you know that Mr. Koff does have a trash can line that you can get on that you can get actually imprinted on it? His signature on it, Fu Koff. And so you can have that at your home office, downstairs, whatever. So when you get those, you can just submit it to Fu Koff appropriately. Yeah.
We should have like the online Fu Koff personal attorney chatbot. Ask me anything. And the answer is, tell him to Fu Koff.
That's the answer to everything.
Every question.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate chatbot. It's like, I have this issue with, local cops from the mayor's office. What should I tell them? Foo cough. Yeah. Get off my porch also.
I wonder if foo cough, the way it's written.com is taken. If not, let's jump on that, shall we?
And I have the perfect slogan. Don't be a foo, be a foo cough. Okay. Be a foo fighter.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And then if they ever bring back COVID, the next pandemic, you can feel free to foo cough.
Yeah. Foo. Before you foo cough, put on your mask. Yeah.
Right. Take off your mask, I say.
No, I was saying like from their side, they would say, put on your mask.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah. It's so funny.
So we went from taking dumps on your desktop to fooking off to
robot repairs.
A great after party.
I figure robot repairs.
Yes. So anyway, great guest, Mike.
Yeah. Really, really great guest. Really great stuff. I did want to circle back around about your UNA. Did we tell people how to find that? My575e.com.
My575e.com.
Here it is.
And what I just suggest to people is watch that 90-minute interview of Dennis Gray. He's the subject matter expert on it. And there's a PDF guide that's a go-along guide with the interview. And please, please, please do what 88 people did this last couple of weeks. Just book a private consultation with me and we can talk about your personal situation. And, if you move forward with the UNA, you get the investment of that consultation back. You just take it off of the investment. And frankly, Mike, most people move forward with the UNA after a consultation, just because people just they're wanting affirmation that this is lawful and how does it work and here's my operating reality. And all I do is look for one use case based upon what I hear from them to where it makes sense for them. And if we can do that, and certainly those people who have precious metals right now with the price increases, there is a huge use case for you. So just become educated. And if you want to have a consultation, we happy to chat with you and, try to make it as easy as possible for you to be able to learn about these. It's all free within the website, the initial education, Mike.
All right. That's perfect. But of course you're going to be on your anniversary for a little bit. So people might have to schedule out a little bit.
Yeah. By the time this airs, though, I'll be mostly through the vacation. So,
okay. All right. Very cool. All right. I've got something else to announce today that's kind of cool, and it's related to everything. So first, as background, of course, our BrightLearn.ai book engine now does have 23,000 books that are all free.
Amazing.
To download. Yeah, it's really something. The book engine is just becoming even more popular every day. But I did something. I've been working on this for 2 years, and I'm very public about this.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Where did I put? Oh, here we go. You see the story on naturalnews.com?
Yep.
Here it is. Healthcare rebellion gains momentum as Medical Freedom Coalition launches nationwide battle to end tyrannical mandates. Now, I'm the author of this story.
Yep.
And the story is pretty amazing. It's extremely well researched. It's got all kinds of research citations. And as you read it, you see exactly my style, my stance, everything about the way that I look at the world.
Yes.
Like this, a forced medical intervention is not healthcare, it is medical assault. This violates the, right?
That's you.
Classic Health Ranger right there.
Yes.
So what I want to announce here today is that I have finally built the engine that writes just like me when I give it the appropriate prompt. So this article, I am no longer the typist, I am the architect of it.
Amazing.
This article, after I had the prompt and everything and the research, the article took 4 minutes.
Wow.
to be completed with all the research and the publishing. And let me show you the research references. Here they are. Here's the references: Children's Health Defense, Vaccine Epidemic. This is by, Mary Holland and others. This is a Natural News article. This is from Mercola. This is Life After Lockdown. That's from Jeffrey Tucker, etc. What's really cool is that in these stories, Todd, our interviews may also appear as sources. And
Beautiful.
I built a research layer here that researches the entire web, plus all the science papers that we have and all the books we have and all the interviews and all the articles and all the podcasts and everything. And then it brings it together with my style and my stance, my prompt of the article. So the same thing that I did for brightlearn.ai, which is allowing people to create a book, I've now done that on an article level.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. So the reason I want to mention this is because I have hardly written articles for 2 years.
Right.
Because I've been working on AI.
Changing the world. Yeah.
Right. So now I'm creating 5 or 6 articles a day.
Beautiful. And they're your articles because you prompt engineering them. So it's something that's on your mind that you want to release to the wild.
Yes.
Except you just have a few little helpers that every once in a while may take a dump on your desktop.
Yeah, exactly. That was actually part of the data set that goes into all this research. So I want to invite the audience to understand that even the term writing an article, that term was obsolete long ago because nobody's writing it. You're not writing on a piece of paper.
Yep. You're architecting.
You're, even on a word processor, you're typing.
Yep.
You're not writing, you're typing.
Yeah, that's right.
And even on a word processor, you have auto spell check, you have auto grammar check, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have all these machine tools that help us be better communicators.
Yes.
So I've just taken that now to the ultimate level, which is I'm now the director or the architect of an article. And I can just tell it, I want an article on this topic with this stance, and here's a bunch of sources. Go and do it and write like me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's done.
Crazy.
So this is going to be a whole new thing on my content sites, naturalnews.com and others.
Right.
And Todd, my question for you is, I have the ability, of course, to create other writing personalities. So should we bring in Fu Koff?
Yes.
Should we have a writer called Fu Koff who just is like resist everything?
Oh, I love that idea.
What do you think?
I love that idea. And then come up with real life situations that people have had. And, Fu comes to the rescue and he writes an article on it,
Consider it done.
That's awesome because then he can reference somebody pulls you over, right? And you didn't do anything wrong. Well, what would Fu Koff do, right? Yeah. So instead of WWJD, right? What would Jesus do? What would WW FKD, right? And maybe that's the title of the book or one of the books.
Okay. So I'm going to create Fu Koff, the agentic AI writer.
I love that. Oh, that's going to be so much fun.
I'm going to have to train him on a lot of material about saying no.
Yep. Yeah.
Because it takes a lot of training to create
I'm sure it does.
Personality.
I'm sure it does. But I know a ranger who can make it happen.
Yeah. With a PG dump.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
So that's going to happen.
Thank you in advance because that's going to be those articles are going to be must read like every day. I think literally there's going to become a cult following of Fu Koff.
Okay. Fu Koff is about to go active. Fu Koff is going to be reanimated from the book to the journalist. And then there'll be Fu Koff the movie, Fu Koff the TV series.
This is going to be so fun.
This kind of reminds me from the movie Idiocracy, Ow, My Balls. Remember Remember that from Idiocracy? There was a whole TV show called "Ow, My Balls."
Oh my
You
God.
remember that, right?
I remember that, man. I remember our very first interview we ever did. I never imagined we would be to this level of competence to be.
All right. So, well, like, here's what's funny. You know about Asian guy on YouTube who does all the AI videos talking about gold and silver.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you know? So the actual guy behind Asian guy, I don't know who it is, but whoever it is actually very well informed about, markets and honest money and things like that. Well, that guy had his AI avatar Asian guy say in a recent Asian guy video at the end that said, hey, just as a note, I'm the real Asian guy, but there's these other channels that are pirating the Asian guy look and voice and imagery, and they're putting out fake Asian guy AI avatar stuff.
Interesting.
I'm the real AI avatar Asian guy.
Wow.
Yeah. So now the AI avatar gets famous and then they get cloned.
That's
by
interesting.
Other channels.
That's going to happen more and more and more. And wow. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if that's going to happen to Fukov.
Fukov can handle it.
Fukov can handle it.
That's what I.
How do you enforce? How would you, in a court of law? How would you say, that person stole my fake personality? Right. It's like, what's the argument here? Yeah. Right? How dare they fake my fake with their fake? It gets complicated.
It does. It does. But like I say, Fukov can manage.
Yeah.
He can handle
Okay.
it.
All right.
Yeah. No doubt.
Well,
no doubt.
I think we should have a YouTube channel with Fukov just telling you whatever the question, the answer is no.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, do you want to take this vaccine? No.
Yep.
Oh, do you want to enroll your children in public school? No. Probably not. No.
Fukov.
Do you want to pay taxes on all your gold and silver gains?
Fukov.
Nope, not. Yeah, Fukov has something to say about that.
And Fukov is just very fond of his own name because he uses it in almost every sentence.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's true. Yeah. It's a self-referencing AI avatar. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. This year is going to get crazy. In other words,
it's going to get crazy. Yeah. So, I'm going to go pack. I got to pack for my vacation.
Oh,
Mike.
That's right. I'm actually keeping you from your trip, aren't I?
No. Fukov can keep me from anything, man. I'll hang in there all night long.
Okay.
Talking Fukov.
All right. Well, I just have one last request, and that is, we love your dog. What's the dog's name again? Cammy. Is that short for something?
Well, my daughter liked Camille, and I didn't.
Oh.
And so we settled.
Oh, okay. All right.
And it rhymes with my famous Instagram dog, Zammy, the giant sheep.
Oh, yeah. So, okay.
Cammy and Zammy, I thought we can do that.
All right. So Cammy's only been with you for a week or so.
Less than a week, like days.
But now you're going to hand over Cammy to some other caretakers.
The caretaker's going to come visit here 3 times a day.
So
I have created a dog mahal in my office. I've shown many of the people who have done consultations recently.
Yeah.
The fact that Cammy is right there next to me. Kind of how your dog is always next to you.
Yeah.
Cammy's next to me.
Okay. I just for the welfare of Cammy, I just want to make sure that when you travel, that Cammy is well taken care of.
Yeah, she's well taken. Matter of fact, the dogs are all barking right now, and the caretaker is here. So she's getting her education on little Cammy. And
okay,
she'll be well taken care of. Trust me.
Okay, that's awesome. All right, well, we look forward to her making a cameo appearance.
Oh, I like
future videos. Yes,
I like it.
Yep.
And what we can do is over time with those cameos, like maybe once a month. Then we can go back and take a little snippet and show the growth. One day I'll be holding up this 100-pound giant sheepadoodle.
Oh yeah, she's gonna get large, huh?
She'll get big. Yeah, she'll be a big girl. Yeah.
Okay.
And she'll get to a point to where she's very adept at telling people to fook off.
That's awesome. All right. Well, Todd, enjoy your trip
Thank you.
with your wife, and we'll get together again when you come back.
Awesome. And everybody watching, thank you. Thank you for paying attention, and we love you, man. I mean, you guys are the 2%ers. You really are.
I think they're like the 0.2%.
I know,
actually.
no kidding.
I think, yeah.
Yes, I think you're right. If
Yes.
they get to, let me tell you this. You are a 0.0001%er if you get to the end of every after party.
There you go.
Cool.
Very few people on planet Earth can make it to the end of the after party. This is like a real test of endurance.
It is.
Cognitive endurance test. And we do that on purpose, Okay. All right. Well, Todd, have a great trip. And
Thank
for the
you,
rest of
Mike.
you, remember, you can check out all the episodes on decentralized.tv. And most of them are evergreen topics like today. They apply anytime. So enjoy them all. They're free to watch. And thank you for watching. And we'll be back with the next episode with Todd's stories of adventure and whatever happened. We're going to find out about it next time. So thanks for joining us today.
Cheers.
Mother Nature provides many botanicals for good health. That's why we're offering you 5 liquid extracts and tinctures that are non-GMO, certified organic, and lab-tested for glyphosate, heavy metals, and microbiology. Only at healthrangerstore.com.